All right, let's nail vectors for your Class 11 physics all in one shot.
If this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. Vectors can feel pretty tricky at first.
So what are they, and why should you care? Let's break it all down, starting right at the beginning.
Okay, the biggest difference between a scalar and a vector, it's all about direction.
Think of it like this. 4 kilograms of apples is just a number. That's a scalar. But a force, like a push, has to go in a certain direction, and that makes it a vector.
But what happens when vectors are at an angle? This is where components come in, and they're a game changer.
We can literally break down any angled vector into 2 parts, one horizontal and one vertical.
An easy way to picture this, just think of them as the vector's shadows. And to find their exact size, we just use some simple trig, a cos theta and a sine theta.
All right, what about combining vectors? This is called vector addition, and we do it to find the resultant.
Visually, there are 2 main ways to do this, the triangle law and the parallelogram law.
The method's super simple. You just arrange the vectors and then draw one more to complete the shape.
Okay, now let's talk multiplication. And with vectors, there are 2 totally different ways to do it.
First up is the dot product. Think of it as just a measure of how much 2 vectors align.
Look at how the angle changes everything. If they're parallel, it's maximum. Perpendicular, it's 0.
And here's the most important part. The result is always just a number, a scalar, not a new vector. Now the cross product is totally different. This one actually creates a brand new vector.
And to figure out its direction, we use a neat little trick called the right-hand rule.
So let's lock this in. Dot product gives you a scalar. Cross product gives you a whole new vector.
So why does all this matter? Because vectors describe pretty much everything in the real world.
From force and velocity to electric fields, if you master these, you're unlocking the language of physics.
So that's your one-shot review. Now you have the tools to see vectors in action all around you.